I'm with Infiniti of Mission Viejo, and I'm here to introduce you to the new 2015 Infiniti Q50. If you were a fan of last year's redesign, you're in luck because not much has changed from the 14 to the 15 model. Still have your classic double wave grille that's very custom to Infiniti, and then the hood follows suit. It's all about clean lines, aerodynamic. To go along with the 2015 technology package, you have your LED headlights. They're not just LED daytime lights, but you have full LEDs, as well as your fog lights too. As you can see, this one is equipped with the sonar system, so you have front sensors that pick up anything in about 35 feet of the car. There's sensors in the back as well. This one has Infiniti's bread and butter 3.7 liter dual overhead cam engine. As you can see, you have your chrome linings with a very specific S-bend, which you see on a lot of the other Infiniti models. In the back here, you have full LED taillights as well as the backup lights when you put it in reverse. The trunk is very spacious. It can be accessed with the button in back or by holding your key fob. This one comes with a cargo package, so you have a cargo net to hold your groceries. The spare tire is an option because the car is equipped with 4 run flat tires. So if you want a little deeper of a trunk, you can opt out from the spare tire. But if you do want one, it comes as an option with the car. You have a very nice sized trunk. The opening measures about 43 inches. From back to front, you have about 32 inches. And it's about 22 inches deep. Cool option with the 2015 model is your 60-40 split seat comes as a standalone option. So combined with the deep wheel wells that you have here, you can go golfing with this. You can put your golf clubs, hockey equipment, sports equipment for the kids. Anything that's too long for a sedan usually isn't a problem with the Q50. That's because your back seat folds forward. So if you go to the hardware store, if you go pick up the kids from school and they have something that's too big for the sedan, you can feed it through the back, which gives you a lot of accessibility. This car comes in 3 options like the 2014 model. You have the base, which starts out about $40,000. You have the Q 3.7 Premium, and then there's a Q50 Sport. Now this one has all the bells and whistles. You have the technology package, the deluxe touring package, it's got the cargo package with the mat, the navigation, and a new feature for the 2015 is the 19-inch rim and performance tire package. That wasn't available last year's model, so for all those sports enthusiasts, you want a distinctive look to the car, it comes with that package now. Now a cool feature about this is with your key fob, I can keep it in my pocket and I can get into the car and also lock it. The door handle is motion sensitive, so if I put my hand behind it, the door opens for me. Likewise, this little button will lock it. So if you want to keep your key in your pocket, in your purse, in your gym bag, you can unlock and lock the car without ever having to take it out. This inside of your car is designed for performance. You have a double wave with dual cockpits for the driver and the passenger. Your center console is all grouped up to be very efficient, so you can use it while you're driving. from where your climate sensors are to your dual screens that work simultaneously. You have your top screen, which is for the nav, and then you have a bottom tablet screen. Now, with the InTouch system, there's apps. You can connect to your phone, Google search. A big complaint that consumers had with the 2014 model is that the InTouch system ran a little slow, loaded too long, and it was choppy in between apps. So Infiniti's answer to that is they beefed up the processor. So the system loads faster, the apps are more seamless, everything works a little more quickly. It's supposed to be an extension of your current phone because everybody's got them nowadays. So you can install apps like Pandora, you can do a Google search for the closest food store if you're in a new location. You can even send directions from your phone to your navigation, which is a really cool feature. Now, this has a lot of cool technology in it. Now, with the technology package, you get the front and the back sonars, like I said earlier, picks up anything within 35 feet of you. Now, this has the deluxe touring package. So, with that sonar system, you have your front and back collision intervention systems. So, if the sonar picks up anything in front of you and you don't see it, the car will actually apply the brakes quicker than you can. So if you're backing up, taking the kids to school, and you don't see somebody in your blind spot, the car will warn you with visuals and audible. And if you don't stop, the car will actually brake for you. Same with the front. If it senses that a crash is imminent, your belt tensioner goes, keeps you towards your seat, and the car will apply the brakes before you can. This also has, with the deluxe touring package, adaptive cruise control. So if you do a lot of freeway driving and traffic goes from a smooth 70 cruising to a slow 45, you don't ever have to touch the brakes. You can set the car length and the distance that you want to be following the person in front of you, and the car will use the radar and keep you at that distance. Another cool feature that comes with the deluxe touring package is the adaptive steering. So this has an electronic system that has a mechanical backup. What that means is that you get much less vibration from the road, even though you still have some vibration to give you a feel that you're driving. Gives you much less vibration and gives you very responsive steering because it's quicker than a mechanical system. Now, if your car is equipped with a navigation, your nav will actually communicate with your adaptive steering. So if there's a big hill coming up, your car will adjust according to your navigation. That's a very smart car. So I know what you guys are thinking. Kyle, how tall are you? And there's no way you can fit in this car. Well, I'm 6'4", and yes, I do fit in the car. So a really nice thing about this is, and I don't fit in a lot of luxury cars as you can imagine, they've actually lowered the car 0.4 inches from the 2013 G37 model. Now, the back seat's equipped with some edges to give your knees a little extra room, but I'm a big dude. I'm very tall and I got really long legs. I don't touch my head on the top of the ceiling, and I have adequate space for my legs. Now, I'm not saying I would want to go to Reno in this thing, but for going to the gym, going out with my friends, this is very, very comfortable. You have dual climate too, so the car cools down very fast or heats up pretty quickly because you have the vents in the back as well. But as far as passengers go, tall or short, they're going to have a very, very comfortable ride. Now, we're going to take this out and show you why Infiniti is #1 in performance. Another really nice thing this comes with the deluxe touring package, is the direct adaptive steering. It's an electronic system with a mechanical backup. So even though I feel a little bit vibration, because you want to feel something when you're driving, you don't want, to feel nothing. You don't have as much vibration. Your steering is very, very sensitive because it's super responsive. Now, if it's packed or if it's paired with the navigation will also send instructions to your car, and your car will adjust. So if there's a big hill coming up, if there's traffic, if there's road work, it lets the navigation know, and the navigation lets the car know, and it uses that direct adaptive steering to correct itself. Now this has a couple different driving modes. This has regular mode, standard. It has an eco mode, which kind of tones down your throttle to help you save some gas. And then my favorite mode, sport mode. Now, what the sport mode does is that you already have a shorter gear ratio from your first to fourth gear. So right off the line, you're ripping and tearing. But sport mode has you shift about between 5,000 and 6,000 RPM. So it gives you a real sports feel. You have all the benefits of driving a luxury sports car, and you don't have to feel guilty about putting miles on it and driving it every day, because that's what it's supposed to do. It's inspired performance. It's supposed to be fast, but also, a car that you can drive to school, to work, home, basically anywhere you want to go, just gets you there a little bit faster. Now, cool thing about this is it has active trace control. So if I'm taking a turn too quickly and the car senses that, now if you have your sport mode on, that'll kind of tone that down a little bit to give you, a sportier steering feel. But the active trace control will independently apply your brakes. So if you're taking a corner too quick and you have too much power going to your right tire, it'll apply the brakes and give more power to your left tire and help you kind of power through that turn, or, opposite if you're doing a different kind of turn. This has 4 independent suspension, so all your tires are on an independent suspension, and it gives you a really smooth ride. So with the rear wheel drive, it got all your torque going to your back wheels, keeping you moving straight. You have your suspension set up to give you a smooth ride so you don't feel too much of the bumps of the road, and the direct adaptive steering gives you a little bit of feedback, but also gives you a really smooth, really responsive ride. So when you do want to put it in sport mode and put your foot to the floor, you don't get all crazy and go into the median. Nobody wants that. Now, this has lane departure warning and a lane departure prevention. So if I start, if I'm on the interstate and I start drifting a little bit, the car will visually and audibly warn me, and if I still don't do anything, it'll actually gently apply the brakes to the opposite side or wherever I'm, drifting, and it'll help guide me back into the lane. Now, don't go taking your hands off the wheel and, thinking that the car's going to keep you going straight. You still have to drive the car, but it'll help you adjust, and, because sometimes you get a little sleepy behind the wheel and the car will warn you if you're drifting to the side. It's got 4-wheel independent suspension, which gives you a very smooth ride and also helps you while you're doing using things like the active trace control with turning. If you take a corner too fast, the car actually helps guide you through the corner. It's got adaptive shifting as well, so if you're taking a corner really fast, the car knows to hold its current gear, and that'll actually help you power through the turn, so you don't get any unwanted awkward shifts that'll inhibit your turning ability. But if you are worried that, I want to get this for my son or daughter and I don't want them driving a car that's going to be dangerous, you have safety features with options like intelligent cruise control, front and back collision warning and intervention, lane departure warning and intervention. So even though it's a big car with a lot of options, It's set up to give you a very comfortable and accessible driving experience. This car has a lot of awesome audio options and entertainment features. With the tablet screen, you can set up apps like Pandora, and you can stream Pandora through your tablet screen. It's an extension of your phone. It's got FM, AM, and satellite radio. And it's all set up to keep everything at, in arm's reach. So when you go to your radio, you have premium Bose audio with 14 speakers. There's 3 10-inch subwoofers in this. So if you like bass, it's got a lot of bass, but it's got a lot of high end if you like classical music. It's set up so you have a surround sound like experience in your car. But everything's grouped up so I can switch through XM radio or FM radio. It's also set up to do Bluetooth audio if you want to wirelessly play your music through there. However, Bose recommends that a CD or a hardwire connection so you get the best premium sound. You can also set up an iPod. It's iPod compatible with the USB port that's located in your center console. With the apps, I can use Infiniti connection, and I can lock my car from my phone if I want, as long as I'm connected to the internet. I can push a Google search. So, I'm new to the area and I need to find the closest dry cleaner, or I want to find the best review on Yelp. I can look up that on Google. I can also wirelessly push directions from my phone to my car. So for all those people that like to use Google Maps instead of using your own navigation, you can push those directions from your phone to your navigation. However, this navigation is awesome and gives you, which I think is a cool feature, a zoom on your center console here. I can go to my map. If I'm driving slow enough, I can use my front-facing camera and my 360 camera when I'm trying to parallel park or inch into that really tight parking space in a parking garage. The new 2015 Q50 comes in 2 different engine options. You have a 3.7 liter V6, or if you want to go with our hybrid model, it's a 3.5 liter V6 mixed with Infiniti's direct response hybrid system. Even though it's a hybrid and you get a little better gas mileage, you don't sacrifice any power. You still have 360 net horsepower with this bad boy. And it also comes in a sport model, so you can still get the paddle shifters and you don't lose anything at the pump.